Imagine being hidden from the world, locked in a small dark room for 25 years with no sunlight, fresh air, or proper hygiene. This was the fate of Blanche Monnier, also known as the Confined Woman of Poitiers. When the police finally found her, she was in her 50s, emaciated, and covered in filth. It was a miracle that she had survived at all, but who had imprisoned Blanche in such inhumane conditions, depriving her of basic necessities for a quarter of a century, and why was she kept hidden away from the world for so long? Born into a family of high society and conservative values on March 1, 1849, in Poitiers, France, Blanche Monnier was the daughter of Charles and Louise Monnier. Alongside her elder brother Marcel Monnier, Blanche was raised in an environment of strict manners and decorum. Her stunning looks attracted numerous suitors, all vying for her hand in marriage. It all started in 1876, when Blanche, a young and headstrong woman, fell in love with an older lawyer who didn't meet her mother's standards. What followed was a sequence of events that no one could have foreseen, leading to Blanche's imprisonment in a tiny dimly lit room in the attic of their home. Her mother and brother put on a facade of mourning, but their secret was safely tucked away from the world. The years passed in silence, and Blanche's hope for freedom dwindled, until she was all but forgotten. It was only after an anonymous letter was sent to the Paris Attorney General in 1901, that the world discovered the truth about Blanche's captivity. The letter read: Monsieur Attorney General, I have the honor to inform you of an exceptionally serious occurrence. I speak of a spinster who is locked up in Madame Monnier's house, half-starved and living on a putrid diet for the past 25 years, in a word, in her own filth. The police cautiously entered the dark foreboding room, their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. The stench of decay and filth was overwhelming, and they had to cover their noses to keep from retching. In the corner of the room lay a pitiful figure, barely alive. As they approached the figure, the full extent of the tragedy became clear. Blanche was lying completely naked on a rotten straw mattress, surrounded by a crust made from excrement, fragments of meat, vegetables, fish, and rotten bread. She had been reduced to a mere skeleton, her frail body weighing just 55 pounds. Oyster shells and bugs ran across her bed, and the air was so unbreathable that it was impossible for the police to stay any longer in the room to proceed with their investigation. One of the policemen struggled to find the words to describe the sight before them, finally settling on the description that Blanche and her bed were in a deplorable state. In the aftermath of Blanche's shocking discovery, her family's fate was left in the hands of the law. Her mother was swiftly arrested, but as the public outrage mounted, she fell ill and passed away within just 2 weeks. Her brother Marcel Monnier faced trial for his involvement in Blanche's captivity but was eventually cleared of all charges due to his supposed mental incapacity. The court's ruling was met with widespread criticism, but there was simply no legal precedent for holding him accountable for his actions. Despite her liberation, Blanche's troubles were far from over. The years of abuse and confinement had taken a severe toll on her mental and physical health, and she was plagued by a range of disorders, including anorexia, schizophrenia, exhibitionism, and coprophilia. She was eventually committed to a psychiatric hospital in Blois, where she lived out the remainder of her life in obscurity, passing away on October 13, 1913.